An error occurred. Uh-oh. Might have been with Rumble. Says, yeah, error occurred.
Well, I'm gonna put that rumble in there.
All right, we're live. Yeah, I don't know. Rumble might not have worked. I'm going to check it and test it. Oh, yeah. We rumbling. I got it working. How about that shit? We rumbling, bro. What's going on, Jason? That's awesome. Got the little
What's going on,
rumble.
Jason?
Damn. Can't believe it.
Roman son, how you doing, buddy?
What's up, Roman?
Marfugel.
Well, that's the first time I got the rumble to work. All right, we rambling, bro. What's going on, Phil? All right, I'm gonna put some links out there. You fellas talk amongst yourselves.
What else, Copper Kelly? Is that Kelly?
Chris Kelly.
Chris, yeah. What's going on out there, everybody?
What's up,
How's
Squat
the
Shy?
weather where y'all at?
I ain't seen you all, brother.
Hey, how's it going, bud? Yeah, it's been a minute. Redneck race carts.
All right,
What's going
Shell.
on?
Share these links, brother. I can't see y'all chat when I do this stuff.
Finished trading off my toasted corn bourbon match today. We'll be running it next week. Oh, that's good, Tracy. A busy man's an honest man.
Is that Mr.
3
Bumgardner?
gallons of aging ships. Huh?
Is that Mr. Bumgardner?
No, Tracy from Smoky Mountain Squatch.
Oh,
I think that's the same. Yeah, that's the same Tracy.
yeah.
Tracy Harving. I got my mash clearing or my wash clearing now. Run it probably Tuesday.
Well, that sounds good. I've got to do a little cleaning up outside before I get something going, man. It hadn't cleaned up since fall. I got to get some seeds in the ground.
What are you gonna plant?
Peppers, tomatoes, mostly. Probably some
No, it ain't. We know it ain't
specialty
corn.
lettuce. No, I ain't got room for that. I wish I did. I've been looking at some land though. I got some land in East Kentucky. That's a little bit far to drive to hoe the weeds. You know what I'm saying?
So
Little
Tracy, anything new
mountain-sized
going on
garden.
with you? How's your sales going? Did you ever get your distribution set up? Oh, lordy.
Tracy, we posted the link for Farm to Bottle. You gonna be there this year, ain't you? They finally set a date.
Sour mashed the grains from toasted corn bourbon and took off like crazy. Original yeast is working overtime. Awesome. What's up, Gordon? Awesome. That's cool. You've been waiting a minute, Tracy, huh? It's got to be what? 2 years? I believe I met you 2 years ago.
Yeah, I didn't get to talk to
Bam,
him
bam.
on the podcast, but I got to meet him in person. I see better.
How's it going, Bam Bam?
Bam
Yeah,
Bam,
you're gonna.
are you still running that? Are you still running that run? Trying to catch those drips? It was funny.
Well, Tracy, you going to Maggie Valley and what other ones? I just came across my watch shine an empty jug the other day. What I do with it? Thought I put it behind the bar. Hey, Justin, what's going on, brother? Justin did a couple of new or a new experiment or experimental mash bill, I guess.
Is he telling anybody it yet?
I know what it is. I don't know if he told
Which for the
anybody else.
breakfast?
No.
We talked about that last week.
Tracy, have you heard of heard of old Farm to Bottle Fest? That's a pretty good one up there in Ohio. Hey, you've been at it all day, haven't you, Justin? Yeah, I swear. We're not gonna do this all night. Rice whiskey mash.
Oh, I'm gonna be
Shut it
mean,
along.
man. You talking to a pussy cat saying we ain't gonna do this all night?
My kidding. I'll fuck a pussy all night.
Well, damn.
So that
I
may
just
come out
put
pretty
the
good, eh?
damn limit on me tonight. I don't know. I have to come back to that. I guess I was posting the link to it too fast. They think you're spamming and they make you stop for a while. That sucks. Oh, yeah.
Who's lost? The only rice whiskey I've ever had was actually, well, I guess it'd be sake that
Yeah.
stepson brought back from Okinawa. I didn't like that none at all. All right, cool. I'll definitely see Maggie and Farm to Bottle.
Hell yeah.
How's it going, Ken or Kevin? Ben? Sorry for who's lost. What lost? I'm lost. Am I lost?
Jason, what kind of yeast did you use on that? Or did you already tell me?
Thought you said yellow.
Did you drink the sake hot?
No, I just drank it
What's going
right
on,
out of the
Kevin?
bottle. Drank it right out of the bottle when he walked in the door with it, or whatever it come in.
What are you up to, brother?
Yeah, yellow label.
That's
Here you go.
that's he only likes his own liquor. The yellow label angel. That's awesome. So what was the starting gravity
No,
and,
I like
and finishing gravity? Or
I
I
like
guess you didn't
a
finish
lot of
it.
people's. I like a lot of other people's liquor. I'm just not a rice whiskey type of guy. I don't even like regular rice to eat it.
I love rice. Like me some rice whiskey too. Don't like rice, huh?
No, I like fried rice, boiled rice, cooked rice, baked rice.
Don't like Rice Krispies treats or nothing, huh?
Oh, those ain't made with rice.
Rice
Made with
Krispie treats. They're made with
yeah.
Rice Krispies.
Well,
Rice
Rice Krispies
Krispies
ain't.
that's puffed rice, bro.
Well, that's different though.
I love rice too, man. I eat it all the time. Yeah,
Yeah,
I get me a bowl of Campbell's what is it, chicken cream of chicken soup, pour it over some rice. Hell yeah, man, that's a good quick meal.
I'll eat the shit out of noodles.
Yeah,
But
it's different story.
same with Jason. Like Jason, my diabetes don't like that either.
Yeah.
cat. I swear to God.
So, Jason, what kind did you check your gravity on it using that yellow label, and how long did it take you, and what temperature did you? I'm curious because I'm gonna do that experiment fairly soon. We got a big
What
brick of it off
experiment?
Amazon. They had it on sale for 25 a brick, so I picked one up. I'm gonna give it a shot. I'm gonna also try it with some corn, just plain corn. See what happens. See what kind of gravity I can get out of it, because it's kind of weird, I guess, when you do it with grains, because you're not converting them, so you really don't get a starting gravity. You just know based on the amounts that you're using what a good you know gravity would be if you got a good conversion, right? What do you think, Rod? Well, it'd have to work that way, wouldn't it?
Use convert says it's ferments.
Right, right.
With
That's what I'm
enzymes
saying.
that
It
is no
it
real way
breaks
to measure
everything
gravity.
down as it's fermenting. So, you know, you don't have to gelatinize, you don't have to cook it or nothing. You can just throw the corn in there, and you probably want to, heat it up to 160, I guess, and kill anything off that's in there, wild shit. But
What
then let it cool, and then you just put it in the corn, and it converts all the starches without having to use amylase, nothing. It's all built into it, and it's
we're streaming on Moonshine Militia page, Copper Still Outlaws page, whatever other ones Santa sent them to.
yeah. We've got Phil Billy's page. We've got Moonshine Militia on YouTube, on Facebook, on Rumble, on Twitch. Man, we'll multi-platform up in here, man.
Gracie, are you watching on your phone or are you watching on a laptop or something else? If you're watching on a
Yeah,
different device, you can always use your cell phone. It might pick up the comments. I don't know why you
yeah, it's
can't get.
just tough to see, man. You got so much screen for the video and the comments. I know Twitch does it okay on the phone.
Also, if you're on a laptop, are you in private chat or the comments itself?
He's on YouTube.
Oh well, I mean, I don't know. I've never been on YouTube.
Yeah, it's like watching regular video. You just have to hit comments, I think.
Oh,
What I think they're wanting is they're not seeing some of the comments we're talking about, like on
he's
Facebook and
not.
stuff.
He's not seen any comments, just his own. He says.
Oh, okay. You on the phone? So anyway, when you're using that yellow label, Roger, you have to, since you can't get a starting gravity because you're not converting any, sugars or anything. You just, I mean, I guess you could, but what this stuff does is it does all the conversions on its own. So I guess you just use your 2.5, 3, whatever you're used to, and whatever that would come out to with a good conversion. That's what this yeast will
Uh,
usually get. When it converts everything by the end.
uh,
That's pretty wild. So you just use your.
Bam
I'm gonna
Bam.
experiment
Hold on a
with it.
second. What'd you do to me, Justin? On
All right.
Bam Bam got a
That's
question. Bam Bam, what is your question?
probably what's wrong with you that you don't like rice. Why the hell you don't like rice?
What the hell, Justin?
Awesome. Coffee, some good stuff.
See it?
All right, Mark.
Justin. You hear that?
What was he saying?
He just sent me a video of this old Chinese guy with a mason jar. I think it's a Chinese guy. Oh, I
He's
got my
drinking that
glasses
sake.
on. Mark Morgan, what's your question? Bam Bam, what's your question? Oh, there we go. I am very, very old school. I don't have none of these fancy SG proof meters or whatever you call them. My mass has stuck. Should I throw half a box of baking soda to get it going? I
That's
think you're full.
only if pH is the problem.
I would go 3/4 of a box, bam, I mean,
Yeah, I'd throw the whole box at it, to be honest with you, man. Especially if it's less
and
than 5 gallons. If
and
it's more than
and
five
then
gallons, you
about
might need two.
and then maybe 10 pounds of oyster shells
Yeah, at
and a couple
least.
of dashes of lemon juice.
Yeah,
You should be unstuck then.
and of course you got to dance on that calf a while.
I know you're not serious about half a box of baking soda, bam. I gotta test my shine for how much caffeine is in it. Throw it in
That's
the
a good
coffee pot and run it.
question.
And since Mark Morgan's got a question, how can I test my shine for how much caffeine's in it?
I
Dump
would
your jar
say
in your coffee pot, turn it on, and see how much you get back. You
I
get a
would
little bit back.
say that you would have to you'd probably have to measure out a certain amount, let it evaporate, and then measure how much residue was left behind, or you'd have to do some gas chromatography or something like that to figure out. You could probably use that method, but that's pretty costly. Be about 5 or 10 grand. But you could there's probably a way you could
I asked it about the
weigh it,
stuck
put it on
mash.
a sheet, let it evaporate, and see what residue was left, and measure the weight of that. That would tell you probably how much. I don't know. It's a good question, but I'd say it'd have to be a pretty expensive, be a little science lab experiment. Good question, though, man. I like them kind of questions that make you think.
No,
But Bam Bam,
yeah.
what's
Check
your
your guess.
temperature? What's the temperature of it? What's the pH of it? And them little fancy meters pretty easy and cheap to use, brother. I use paper, litmus paper, old school. Just tear off a little piece, dip it in there, and put what color match the colors up. It's pretty easy and they're cheap. I get a row of them. It's like 180 of them. It says 180 inches. They say what use 1 inch per time, but I use about a half inch on some tweezers and I just stick it down in the liquid part and match it up to the chart. And it's used for kombucha, so it only goes from like 1 to 7 or something like that, or 0 to 7, which is all the pH range we deal with. So it's pretty easy to read. Yep. Yeah, you definitely want to start your fermentations at around 5.3. So you don't want to wait until it's yeast pitching time to do that either. A lot of people wait till then to adjust pH, but actually, if you adjust pH before you start gelatinizing corn or doing any of that, the water that you're putting on your corn, it actually helps in the breaking down of your corn starches to lower your pH. It helps in your conversion, so it's good to do that early. But yeah, it's good to have your little litmus paper around and hydrometer. They're pretty cheap. Take care of them; they last you a long
This
time.
is this is this is what it looks like. I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah, that's exactly. Is that the kombucha?
That's
Yeah, that's exactly
yeah.
it. That's good shit right there, man. You don't have to calibrate it. You don't have to fucking change the batteries and get the calibration fluid and all that crazy shit. I've got so damn sick of doing them fucking meters over the last few years. I'll never do
Oh,
it. Oh well, I've got another one I'll use for something else, but that's a little
I've used
more.
that meter of mine twice. I said, "Fuck it, it wasn't even worth buying."
You don't like a paper?
No, I like the paper. I don't like the meter.
Oh yeah, I'm sick of meters. I've used them for fucking decades, man. They said them little yellow ones with the black lid. They're like $5.99 back in the day. I don't know how many of them
9.4
I
is
went
your
through. They were
pH.
good for
Holy
about,
shit.
some of them last a month, some of them last a year. That's why I kept buying them because they was all right for a year. But I started using that
pH is at
paper.
9.4.
The temperature is 54, pH 9.4. pH is way too high and
The
temperature is way
temperature's a
too
little
low.
low.
Temperature's low, pH is high. So don't, you probably, I hope you didn't use the baking soda already because
If
you
you do use
definitely,
baking soda, you don't want to use half a box.
well,
You
it's
want a
best
pinch.
using oyster shells like Roger was talking about
Yeah.
earlier, but you got to start with them. You can't, unless you got time, I mean, it's all right to let it slowly buffer it and bring it back up. But yeah, your temperature's low and your pH is high. Uh, Definitely a worm is going to be a better condenser for you. Liebigs are
For,
good if you're in tight spaces or have a small steel or, you know, in an apartment or something like that. But, if you can run water to a flake and use a worm or have a worm inside a enclosed canister, that is definitely the best of the two. Shotgun would be in the middle of them, kind of a shotgun condenser is kind of a in between them. Most efficient's a worm. Least efficient's probably a Liebig, unless it's a good long Liebig. But shotgun condensers, I guess, probably be in somewhere in between those. But if you got room to run a worm and got water to circulate and stuff, that's it's definitely the best way to go if you got room for the flake.
yeah, my question seems to drive that Thomas nuts.
Thomas,
I know Bam Bam knows the answer to his own question.
yeah, I know he does. He
He's testing.
knows. I appreciate you asking. He's asking. I know why he does.
Shut up, cat.
So what are you
Uh,
farming or what you got going on, man? I noticed you trying to seed the clouds the other day with a little vinegar.
what?
You didn't see Bam Bam's video.
No.
He was He was doing a cleaning run, and
Oh.
steam was coming out of his condenser, and everybody's freaking out. You better put some water in that, man. He was trolling him. Shame on you, Bam Bam, trolling him like that. Fuck,
Try
man,
some
but
horse apples. How they turn out, Bam? Watching good evening, gentlemen and friends. And
what's going on, Mr. Hydro Man?
If you're dripping, you got a problem there, Randy.
What's dripping on you, brother?
That's what I said.
You might need to see your urologist.
He's grilling out. He's
Oh,
dripping.
well, he might have a little cockpeter dripping there, coon pecker dripping.
Bam, bam.
I'd say big old handful, Jason, about like that. I put them in a cheesecloth. I you can boil them, kill anything off of them you want, let them dry out good, and just wrap them up in a cheesecloth and tighten a knot. And I'd say two big handfuls. I'd say a big handful for
How big of a
every
pile?
5 gallons, maybe. I mean, you can't use too much of them. It would, it doesn't affect the taste of
It
them. It's
eats.
just
Uh,
calcium
and it eats
carbonate.
it, and the yeast will eat them as they need them. It's not like they dissipate.
Oh, it's the acid that
Well, yeah.
dissolves it and helps buffer and neutralize it. The yeast,
Yeah.
they like it.
Well,
They like that calcium, and that's essential in your fermentation process. But yeah, if the pH gets low, it starts dissolving that calcium carbonate. But it's not like baking soda where you can just put it in there and it work real quick. It's kind of slow acting, so acid has to eat it away, and it just works over the long haul. So it's best just to start out with it. But you only need it on, high gravity runs like washes, rums, tequilas, anything that has like a no, they don't need oyster. Like a tequila or any wash
yeah,
or
I didn't mean the yeast. I didn't
yeah,
mean yeast eats them. I meant the calcium off of them. They like that, but they
uh,
don't break down and dissolve rapidly.
yeah, yeah. You boil them up. They're neutral. They're neutral in taste. They don't have any taste at all once you boil them up good. I mean, I definitely would sanitize them, but yeah, they don't affect your taste. They're pretty much neutral. Actually, sodium, baking soda will affect your taste a lot more because the sodium in there. See, these are oyster shells are calcium carbonate, and the calcium's essential to the fermentation process. And there's other minerals that come off that's also good. But but your baking soda is sodium, and that's a salt. So the the yeast they don't like the yeast. The yeast can kill them. Yeah, or you can buy the buffer. It's the same thing. It's basically just purified calcium carbonate in the buffer 5.3 or 5.2. I think 5.2. I think they call it. But yeah, just get you some from the feed store. Get that. You can take that powder out of the bottom of it and grind it up fine, and put it like in a gallon jug of water and just let it sit over a long period of time, and it'll lower the pH of that
Ricky,
jug, and it'll help.
stop.
It'll help. You can pour that in, and it'll help more instantaneous. But you are adding water when you do that, so you got to be. It's gonna dilute shit a
Stop.
lot. So, but yeah, just put them in a cheesecloth, and if you have a little small brew bag or something like that with a pull tie or anything like that, you could use that. And if you're big time, I guess you could use a pillowcase, in an onion sack or whatever. If you had big chunks of it, you use an onion sack or something if you run a bunch. But yeah, they buff it. Yeah, those shells are good for gardening too. It's good to plant around your tomatoes and your peppers and all. A lot of calcium loving plants. It slowly, releases in the soil, keeps your soil from getting acidic too. So they're good to use out in the garden. They grow around sunflowers, not sunflowers, some SOME,
The old lady
sunflowers.
puts it. The old lady puts the moisture shells in all of her plants,
Yeah, they're good.
over inside and outside.
Yeah, I use them with my peppers and tomatoes. I also use bone meal,
What she uses worm something or another. What the fuck?
worm
Meal,
castings,
yeah, mealworm or something like that.
worm castings. Yeah,
Oh,
mealworms.
that's her. That's her deal.
Yeah.
Hey, Lisa.
Hey, Lisa, what's up?
Oh,
The shells did, Mark?
baking soda.
Oh, yeah.
Too much baking soda will give it an off flavor.
Yeah, baking soda stresses your yeast, and the yeast, in turn can cause that off flavor too, along with the baking soda, especially because if baking soda, if it's new, it's not so bad. But like if it's been sitting in your refrigerator a while, they soak up odors out of the shit out of the fridge. Believe it or not, and it can add some pretty interesting. Yep. Awesome, man. Don't mention that word, man. You'll have me going this evening.
I drank the last of my taco shine too. I'm a last Bloody Mary.
Yep.
I put my order in.
We went last night at almost 11 something last night. Got me a chalupa and some. What's it?
Terry and I went to
Burrito.
this Mexican restaurant over in Martin. I got this as a volcano or something like that. Come in a big stone bowl about this big. This thing was heaping. I mean, like, you know them styrofoam to go boxes?
Yeah.
After I ate like 3 tortilla shells, like in a burrito with it. It filled that thing completely up.
Wow.
I was still eating on it today. I still got some left.
Man, I love me some Taco
It
Bell.
was only $19. It's really good, authentic that Mexican food.
Well, I like that even
Not
better, but
not
Taco
that
Bell
fake
late night,
Taco Bell.
late night runs. Hell yeah. I paid for it next morning though. Organic key lime flavor powder.
Hold on a second. She sent me that picture.
Organic dextrose, cane, alcohol, natural flavor. No, I've not tried that, Randy. Sounds interesting though. I mean, oh, you're talking about the stuff they use to make key lime pie. Key lime pie mix. Yeah, just rinse them shells off and they'll be ready to go. And when you need to add more, you can just rinse them off, throw some more in there, and be good to go. They're very handy and they're cheap as fuck. I mean, you can buy a small bag for like $6, or you get like 15 gallon, 30 pounds, maybe more for like 15. Yeah, I get the big bag. We use it.
Soup, beans, and ham.
Soup, beans.
I sent you a picture of that taco or that bowl, Santa.
Hanging ham in there. That sounds good, man.
Yeah, that bowl had prime
We
rib
just
in it.
cooked a big old ham tonight. Matter of fact. Well, I shouldn't say we.
Yeah,
Damn.
that bowl I got's got prime rib, chicken, shrimp. There's another meat. I forget.
Yeah, that's good,
Shrimp
man.
and chicken meat, prime rib. It was fucking
They
delicious.
just bring it on the grill, huh?
And green peppers, red peppers, yellow peppers, onions.
That's good.
Onion. I mean, just it had everything in it.
So that's a little grill there they bring to your table?
Huh?
Or just a hot bowl or a grill?
It was a hot bowl they bring.
All right. That one over worm. Oh, I know what you did, man. Yeah, that's those are good for your tomatoes. Yeah, so it's like key lime pie mix. That sounds really good, man.
I bet you them corn plants you're growing is just growing to beat hell, huh?
I like that chalupa. I like those double stack tacos, and I like the burrito, the some layer burrito, 6 layers, some shit.
7 layer.
7
7
burrito.
layer.
And buys it. Yeah, I get the big old bag. It's cheap once you break it down. What's going on, Scott?
Go.
No, I found it clear. Some glasses that look clear. Now, I had a few last night, but I didn't do too bad. I drank about half quart, or I mean half that pint or pint. So I drank half pint.
What's that? What is that?
Pint. It's my
obviously it's a pint.
Peach. No, that's a quart, man. My hands are just that big.
Yeah.
That's quart jar. No, it's my peach. But I think it's definitely kind of thoughtful.
Ricky, go away. I'm not listening to you. You know what? You go outside. Go on, kitty. Go on, Ricky. Come on, Ricky.
So I got a new job. I'm gonna bootleg. I'm gonna bootleg real liquor, legitimate liquor. That's my new job. You hear that, Roger? He got his headset on.
Yeah.
You can hear as you walk around, can't
you? Yeah.
Look here. I'm gonna start bootlegging legitimate liquor. I went over to Woodford yesterday and picked this up.
Yeah.
Chocolate Whisperer Redux. Did you see the proof of that? 139.4.
Well, why would you want some of that high proof? Is it hot?
I ain't drank none of it. So this bottle right here, it ain't on the shelves. It ain't available anywhere except there. And you have to go in and ask for it to get it, and it's underneath the counter.
Where's Woodruff's at? That's over
Woodford County. So this is 375 milliliter, half fifth, and $99 at the store, but they're selling for $2.99 online right now.
how much?
I can go get two a day and sell them, make $200 each on them. That'll be legal bootleg right there, man. I just mail out the bottles and sell them till they're out. Now, what do you think about that idea? I ain't got to
That's
worry
just no
about a
fun.
thing, man.
That's just no fun though.
I don't care about fun.
there's
That
no
green's
risk in it.
business thing. That money's fun to spend.
There's no risk in doing it that way. You gotta do
Well,
it
I
the
got all
legal
the
way.
risk I need right in the next room.
Peel off that tax stamp and mail it then.
Yeah. 139.4 proof. After I got a few of them, I think I'll buy maybe enough to where I could open one up.
Oh yeah, bam, that's funny. I'll get on my.
Yeah.
I'll carry your second place trophy out as I
Your
carry my first place
participation
right next to
trophy.
it.
I'll care about
As I carry my first place out.
participation trophies out.
I'm
Watermelon's going to be hard, boys.
I think I got some good mash bill worked out.
Yeah, I bet you do.
I'm working on
It
it.
better be it, and I told you already.
Oh, it's gonna be just
You
good
better
as my
start with
last
it.
year's.
If you and the only people that got the secret are the people that were watching that night. So anybody else don't give up the secret. They won't know. So that was the benefit of watching, wasn't it?
Watching
So
what?
watching us.
Watching us win.
Watching us when we were giving up the secret to how to get the best watermelon flavor.
Where was I?
You're here.
I know.
So that's the benefit of watching us. So you get all these secrets you might need. You don't watch us, you don't get them.
How big are them
If
ears getting to be there, Bam Bam? How's it going, Brad? Roger's never drunk. I gave up drinking alcohol.
he
Getting drunk.
forgot. Yeah, he drinks beer. That doesn't
I
count.
gave up getting drunk.
Yeah, beer ain't like. Well, what's that show? The Landman. He drinks that
Yeah.
Michelob Light. He's like ultras. He's like, that's not drinking. That doesn't count. Gotta take me a little Scotty shot of what I have left of this bloody butcher cider mash.
Look at Brian's.
What's going on, Brian? And whoever didn't know, Roger, Mark's got coffee shine. Good stuff. I like that coffee shine. I about drank a quart of it one night. On top of everything else I drank that day and night.
What the hell are you talking about, Bam Bam? Roger lowered his head. It looks like it went into your lap.
It is stronger flavor or stronger proof wise?
Home. Ward, God, I ain't listened to them in years.
Who is it?
Warrant.
Oh, the group?
Yeah.
Yeah, they should jam. God bless, man. Facebook's killing me.
What is?
Facebook not letting me post hardly any links.
What flavors y'all get from Trucker's Favorite Corn? Uncle Tom's Cabin. Yeah, that's a good song. What flavor you get from Uncle? I have no idea. There's a certain proof parameter that
Uncle Tom's
the
Cabin.
watermelon has to meet to be in the competition. Yes, but it's got to be between 80. I believe 80 and 90 is the proof for the watermelon.
I think it's 80 to 100, maybe.
It was 80 to 90 last year, was it? No, it was 100.
I was thinking it was 80 to 100.
Yeah, it was 100 last year.
I think 80 to 100, yeah. Yeah, Uncle Tom's Cabin. Read that when I was in school. Mark, gotta go to bed, get up and work tomorrow. Good night, brother.
I believe there was only 20 entries in that contest too. Or was it 10?
What, last year?
No, this year's.
Oh, I don't know.
I know there was
I know we'll all have to get together and talk about it. Maybe we can do that, plan that. For one of our podcasts, just get a bunch of people on here that's going to be at the farm to bottle. We can talk about it. Yeah, he goes to bed pretty early, don't he, Bam Bam? He's an old man.
Fuck, I've been staying up till 1 in the morning, 12. Been watching that series.
What you been watching?
That Prison Break.
Oh, you binging that, huh?
Yeah. But I tell you what,
so you waking up with flashbacks.
I can't sit very long until run that liquor. Yeah, fuck you. I have no problems. Anyways, I can't sit very long to run that liquor. So when Terry comes home Monday, I told her to bring my cot home. I'm gonna set my cot up out of my still room and lay on it while my still runs. And just sit up
Not a good idea to be all comfy when your still's running, homie. You want to be.
Well, I can't sit up. I can't sit in my chair. So why? I got to do that.
Yeah, it's still hurting.
My tailbone. Fuck yeah, killing me.
Well, you better work on that. Use that other leg. Just prop yourself up in the corner, man.
Sitting, it bothers me. Sitting.
I know. If you just prop yourself up in the corner, you'd be all right.
I ain't standing on that leg. I'm not gonna fall asleep. I mean, fuck. I ain't Santa.
Yeah, Justin, you're gonna have to get in. If you're gonna come to Farm Bottle, you definitely have to get in on it.
That would be the stiffest competition right there.
Why, you think he's pretty stiff?
His liquor's really good. I mean, it'd be tough competition. Yeah. What's up with you and all this gay talk? They're
Man,
scare
you're
me
the
a
one that
little,
said it.
Santa.
I was like, damn, what's he talking about?
Stiff competition. You're the one that's reading into other shit.
I ain't believing you, man. Shit. Damn, this thing.
Oh, did the video of the mobility joystick. Red one looked like you could use it. So, how's the weather out there, Justin? I won't tell you what it was like here today and yesterday.
Oh, it's beautiful here today. I thought.
Yeah, really nice yesterday.
Florida was pretty nice.
Oh,
Maybe we get Justin on here
that's
and he
an
can tell us
idea
what
there.
he's doing.
That's a good idea, drumming son. But I've never fallen asleep out of my still.
I have.
As
That's
long
why
as I
I
have
got me.
music playing.
That's why I got me a big stainless pot, a cook pot. And I'll sit right underneath where it drips, and I just put the jars in there, and I'll leave one jar to the next, kind of rotate them, and keep putting jars in there, just keep them rotated.
72
That way,
today,
if I ever
45
fall
tomorrow.
asleep, and I have, or I get busy on Facebook and listening to music and reading shit, next thing I know, it's overflowing. That's the beauty of it. I can leave it up, pour it in another jar, and sit it there, and there's a little bit at the bottom of that thing. I can just tip it up. So I don't waste or lose any.
It was almost 80 or 80 here today. It was 80 yesterday,
80,
but
yeah.
we're not supposed to drop down too cool no more.
I think we're going to
So
go to
far, anyway.
38 tonight, and then the rest of the nights are in the 50s and 60s for the next week or so. I was just
I
looking.
did not go to 38 tonight. I got all the ladies
I
playing
think it
some.
was Monday night, if I'm not mistaken. Monday night will be 38, and that's the low. So we put some
Um,
plants out today. I
no,
got to get some
well,
more seeds in the ground. Seeds
Monday's supposed to be 43.
below.
43 is a low. 66 a high. Yeah, that's the coldest the lowest it's gonna get. Every other night, 60s, like 68 on a Thursday.
Monday. After you see it,
I'll tell you what I said. What mine
Monday,
says.
38.
That must be for you up there. Down here, it ain't.
47, and then in the high 50s and low 60s. So it's time to plant. Take your plants out here. Hell yeah.
She's
Me some
everyone,
seeds in the
guys.
ground. 25 there. I'm sorry, Lisa.
Ouch, Kim Kit. 2 inches of snow tomorrow. Golly, man. When do y'all usually stop getting snow out there?
What's going
Like
on,
May?
Kimbo? Huh? Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
sorry, Lisa. I didn't mean to rub it in.
yeah, I know. It's 2 inches of snow for Justin. Sorry, brother.
You know, I know my sister said
I
they
hope
got
that blows north of
snow up
us.
there.
I agree, Bam Bam. We'll have to have us. We'll have to have us a stream. Get them all on there. We can talk about it. Of course, we'll have to get April, all of our serious contestants in there. Everybody's going to find a bottle in the chat or in there one. So we can go over every bit. But yeah,
Damn.
those temperatures look just about right for getting the mash in.
I've got a TV in my bar, so I mean, I do watch TV while I'm running my still, but I can see my still from where my TV's at.
Well, that's nice.
Another 4 to 6 coming. Damn, Lisa. Put a recliner. Yeah, if I put a recliner out there, that's game over.
Yeah, he wouldn't fall asleep. No,
In a recliner, I will, but in a bed or that cot, nah,
no, not on the cot.
nah.
A little pillow, a blanket.
No, that cot ain't comfortable at all. So there ain't no way.
Dude,
Ah,
you ever seen them
motherfucker.
military cots? I got one of those military cots, man. It's badass. It's tight as a drum. There's his little mountain lion perched. He's a cat, man.
Halfway drunk, going all the way. Peace out, guys. I'm gonna start burning shit soon. Bonfire weather. Well, if you're only
Yeah.
halfway drunk, Kimbo, might as well just get all the way.
Yeah. He's going to use his heads to start a fire sensei. Yeah, actually, I saw a picture maybe a week ago of Kentucky back in 1978. We got that fucking
But
blizzard,
that was a
like 2 or 3 feet snow. Yeah,
that was a worldwide blizzard because we got it up in
yeah,
Michigan.
it's like
It was
fucking
bad.
ice age coming back, man.
I don't know.
That's when I was worried about the ice age coming back. And then all of a sudden it's gonna be global warming instead. That ice age didn't sell well.
Whatever, Bam Bam. Oh shit!
Yeah, I'd
She
say
got
you're
in.
probably right. Terry is the only one that does it. Probably
Well,
that
yeah. I
skill I
mean,
give her.
I gotta let her make it for me because I want to make her feel good about herself.
Yeah. That way when he loses, he'll have somebody to blame it on.
I don't lose. I don't blame nobody. If I fuck up, it's my fault. What's a
Come
beer?
on, Richard. Yeah, it's not mine. I'm not running it. I'm just a participant. I'm not quite sure who we got to run it. Maybe Phil Billy or one of them can take
No, John
over, or
Betts. John
Damon. Who?
Betts.
John Bence.
John Betts.
John. All right, John can do it. That'll work. But it's
He's the one that picked the flavor. So
was it John that picked the flavor?
yeah.
I don't know who to fucking blame. Yeah, I do remember that we were talking to him.
John was talking to Big Beard Stillwell about it.
Yeah, yeah, we were all talking. I wonder what them fellas been up to. We ain't had him on here in a while.
They're busy doing all like their little creativity things.
Which I is that, Bam Bam. I just come up with them last night and don't even know when I say it.
Oh, Justin, that's a watermelon contest that we got going for up in Farm to Bottle. Got to be clear, no post flavored.
Yeah.
80, 100 proof right off the
And it's
right
got
out
to
of the
be
worm.
from watermelon mash. It can't be a corn conversion, all that
No,
stuff.
no. It could be whatever base spirit we
No,
wanted, like
no,
last time.
no, no, no. They've already said no
That's
corn mash,
well,
nothing.
that got changed. All
No
these rules
potato
keep getting
mash, no
changed.
corn mash. You got to mash in your melons.
I'll use watermelon to mash it.
It's
Watch, I'm gonna make
all melons, 100%. No corn, no other
I
stuff.
got watermelon flavored stuff I'm gonna use.
Watermelon brandy made with watermelon mash, infused with watermelon of your choice. It's got to be between 80 and 100. No post. And no puking. Some people try to puke it over so it puke that flavor over a little bit. I know them tricks. Then they try to filter it clear. Oh, so it's got to be good and clear. No cloudy pukey. yeast. What are you doing, Roger?
Drinking stuff and
Huh? So anyway, Justin, I still got that blueberry in there I was talking about before. It's still sitting in there, ready to run. Gotta do a little bit of cleaning up out back before I
oh,
do any fires. I got a lot of weeds and leaves from the fall. I gotta get away from where my burners are. So I gotta do a little cleanup. Yeah, I'd say your winter probably won't be 100. It'd probably be close to 80, but I've seen some pretty flavorful 100. All right, but
cool.
going on, Cole? Yeah, it should be all watermelon. No other fruits, no pomegranate infused, nothing. Nope, just watermelon. 100% watermelon. Be interesting. So yeast will play a big part in it. Getting the right yeast, keeping it happy, getting them good flavors, florals. Apple. Somebody else was talking about had some. Was that E Bam Bam had some horse apples going? I love it. I love that cop, man. You can bounce a damn quarter off of it. They're tight as a drum, ain't they? I mean, literally, you can get some drumsticks and play the cop. Yeah, it's tough to get the flavor to carry forward. If you just do watermelon, if you don't infuse, it's gonna be really tough to get a strong carry forward. So what it's going to probably boil down to is who can get the most flavor to carry over.
I know I could.
No cheating, no post flavoring,
I don't
no
post flavor
no
shit.
picking over,
I don't post flavor shit.
no picking over that flavor, Pete. Yeah, they're few and far between, but yeah, I remember that 78. I saw a picture of it the other day in one of the Kentucky groups. Interesting. Yeah. What kind of yeast was it? Some of those lager yeasts, I mean, they may not. Sometimes when they're made for beer, they're lighter and delicate, and probably not strong enough for a carryover. What kind of yeast was it? I'm gonna try. I like to experiment with different yeasts. Cellar Science nectar yeast is interesting. Is that what they kind of recommend for like meads and stuff? And nectar yeast. That sounds good with like a mead.
I could still. Um, Earnhardt's got Jeffrey Earnhardt's got a thing going out right now where you can drive 5 laps around the racetrack in one of the cars.
Yeah.
And I asked, if being an above the amputee, if I could still do it. He says, why? Sure. You don't need the
Um,
clutch to
how
shift.
much? How much is it, and what kind of governor plate they put on there?
I have no idea. I don't care. It's only $200 for 10 laps.
Be fun shit with
Hell, I just use my cane for the gas pedal like I do the other time.
it. It sounds like it'd be pretty good with a mead. Yeah, yeah. Watermelon is, and they say when you mash with it, that's where you get the flavor from it. But I don't, it's hard to get a flavor carry over without some sort of infusion because of that. That's why I think it's such an interesting choice. But your uh, your thumpers and your jar rigs is really what gives you more dose. The mash gives it on the drink, and like you get both for both, but I'd say a higher percentage it comes. If your taste comes from the mash, and your nose a lot comes from your jars and your thumper infusers. Yeah, I can't wait to start experimenting. I got some ideas that are outside the box.
Oh, I've already got it figured out.
Yeah, shit.
Watch.
I, I'll let you have a sip of mine. That way you can go back to the drawing board.
Nah, I don't need no sip of yours. I'm gonna take first place like I did last year.
Oh,
I
you got
have
lucky
faith.
last year. You got lucky. I
No, I didn't.
procrastinated.
Uh,
You ain't got a chance. Ain't no corn, none of that. Gotta mash your watermelons. Good combo. You like using combos? No post sugar flavor. Nope. That's right, man. No peach syrup or watermelon syrup. I mean. Yeah, I can't wait to. I might have to try some different things.
you could just stick with your extracts. You did good with it last year.
No, actually,
Is
that
that right?
extract
Is
last
that right,
year is what
popcorn?
lost it for me. It was the worst
Is
fucking
that right,
extract
popcorn?
ever. I'd have been
Is that
better with
right, popcorn? Yeah.
moaning or anything.
I'm gonna use my honey again like I did last
I
year,
used the
and
worst thing. I used something new I never used, and I should have never done that.
watermelon
I
candy,
knew when it came out. I knew when it came out. I wasn't gonna win. I
watermelon
mean,
Jolly Ranchers, honey.
yeah, that'll be a good start for you. You'll taste just like everybody else that uses Jolly Ranchers.
We'll see. We'll
You
see.
gonna use the green ones or the red ones?
Well, watermelon's red. They
Oh,
have the
I'm thinking
green ones.
apple. I'm thinking apple. Yeah, the red ones.
I don't use fucking candy.
What's
I've
going
never
on,
used
Mr.
Kool-Aid.
Dance? How you feeling, brother? Yeah, we're definitely gonna have a liquor contest, and we'll set that up too. And
Jason,
I think I think in the past Brian Silcott had a lot to do with that. I'm not sure if he's
was
participating this year or not. So
was that peach contest? Brian have nothing to do with that.
no, that's not what I'm
Oh,
talking about. I'm talking
oh,
about Bam Bam's question about Dan having the other liquor, all the different other categories from
yeah,
like
that was
last
all
year.
Brian. That's all Silcott.
Yeah,
You ever toasted
yeah.
corn for a
Oh
mash?
no,
No, but
we'll we'll have to set that up and set the categories and get everything hammered out and in black and white, so there ain't no questions and not too many. They had too many fucking categories last year. It's just too much. There's people. There's like one jar for that category, and it would automatically been a win. So it gets stuck in another category that doesn't even fucking belong in. It was just a clusterfuck. So we're going to make just so many categories and certain proof ranges and certain rules, and then and then beyond that, it
You
is what
talk
it
to
is.
Brian about this?
I don't even know if Brian's coming, man.
Yeah, he's going.
Is
Hey,
he?
Jason,
Well, he ain't my friends
I
list
haven't
anymore. I don't
toasted
know.
any
You have
corn,
to
but
talk to him.
Jason, I haven't toasted corn, but I've smoked it, and smoking it come out really good. I mean,
Did you get
give you
high?
like a smoky flavor. Um, I
You
used
smoking the
apple wood
corn
when I
cob
smoked
pipe?
it. I used apple wood when I smoked it, and it was a big difference. I mean, I've even smoked barley, and it come out really good.
Yeah, smoking is good. Do you know people used to smoke corn silks back in the day?
They smoke banana peels in jail. I mean, why not corn
Corn
silk?
silk. So well, it's just poor man's tobacco, I guess. Peach apple cinnamon. That sounds good. Oh yeah, yeah. Those I like that Kato, but yeah, it is cold. You got to put a bag on it, bro. You got to be in a bag on that second when it's cold. Little mummy bag.
I've never seen a dehydrated watermelon. There's just too much water content.
Yeah, that's what you got
I,
to do to it. That's what you got to do to it. Richard Smart. See, that's what I was talking about. That's one of the tricks we was talking about. If you watched the last time, I'm pretty sure Richard was right.
how you gonna dehydrate a watermelon when it's 90% water?
Well, I would say you put it in a dehydrator.
You can't.
I'm going out on a limb. Nah, you could cook it down like a
Can you
syrup.
dehydrate watermelon?
You could cook it down like a syrup and concentrate it. That dehydrates it. That's what we was talking about.
It'd come out like a fucking fruit roll up or whatever.
There you go. That's right.
But I mean, I don't see how you get any flavor carryover.
Well, it's all flavor once you get the water out. That's why you do it like a syrup, like we were talking about doing it. Like you just take the water and press it and squeeze it and reduce it down like you would maple syrup or walnut syrup or tree sap. Just reduce it down. So that's just one of the secrets. One. So that'll probably get you in the top 5, 10 maybe. But if you're gonna win it, you gotta know what to infuse it with. But yeah, if you want the flavor and the nose both, you're gonna have to do a little bit of reduction like that for sure. You gonna reduce yours, Roger?
I'll run it just like I run everything.
You gonna
One
win.
jar and done. One and done.
You ain't gonna win.
Watch. I bet I'll finish top 10.
Well, yeah, if there's less than 20 in or now, you probably will.
Well, hey, that's 50-50. What was it all about?
That's right, Richard. Richard's got his thinking cap on.
So what was this all about? How'd I get in here?
I don't know. Well, yeah.
I'm on one fucking podcast and now I'm on this.
Whose is it?
Huh?
Whose podcast is that?
Huh? Hey, let me check back with y'all. I'm on this podcast. All right, man. Later, y'all.
What are you doing, man?
Huh?
What are you doing?
I got another group call.
Oh,
Larry and Roger.
D.
No,
Oh,
Garage.
Marcus and
Larry.
them are.
Yeah.
Yeah, them boys was partying last night. I was talking to them. You wasn't on though, were you? Yeah, they had a little party down there. They're gonna be having a private party, and I told him to post it in the militia
Who?
play.
So who to post what?
So,
Shots. Mark called.
yeah. Drink some peach. That vanilla tasting peach from last year. Yeah, that Olive Nation peach. Definitely ain't what you want. I kept moaning better. Put out 3 apple trees today from Tractor Supply. Awesome. What kind did you plant, brother?
In case you forget what it looks like,
Oh,
I didn't want you to forget. I have the second.
oh.
I have the brother to it next.
Man, man's got 3-gallon and thumper that infuses 2 quarts at a time. Yeah.
2 half-gallon or a gallon. Was it half gallon? He said, or
I'm gonna make me a couple little can rigs with some copper
2 quarts at a
infuser
time.
cans. Gonna be pretty cool.
I'm going to 6. Jeremy built me a 6 jar rig. Talk about watermelon flavor. I'll have all the watermelon flavor.
Yeah, you better do more than that.
No, I won't.
It is getting deep, ain't it, Ben? Lawrence, I don't know, brother.
Well, y'all
I'm
are
not
worried,
trying to.
aren't you? See,
I'm a bit worried, bro. I was worried though last year when I tasted that coming off. I knew I wasn't gonna win. I was like, "Fuck, this ain't peachy." The fuck, it was real peachy smelling and tasting, but it didn't carry over good at all. It tasted more. It's still good tasting. It's a good drink, but it just doesn't have the peach punch. What's going on, Tricky Rick? Yeah, I can read your message. Did I miss something? Ran my apple brandy today after 2 weeks. The hydrometers, well, you ran it. Said it was done, but I didn't get much alcohol. Plus, it was only around 55 proof. What's going on? I can't get it over 60 proof. Well, that's probably got to do more with your steel and your setup than probably your mash. I mean, if you started out with a 1060, 1070, and it finished dry, then you should have had plenty, alcohol there. So if you So from there, it's all about your steel. You gonna have to get on Facebook and send me a picture of that steel so I can see what you're working with, or send me a message somehow. I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna set up an Instagram here soon to cross link it. It now cross links and make things easier for me. So I'm going to set up an Instagram if you use that. But yeah, it's most definitely somewhere. Yeah, I agree, Mark. Something's not quite right. Maybe got a leak or gotta be something wrong. Welcome back. What
Internet
happened, man?
out. Look at internet cutting in and out. I don't know what the deal with it is.
Oh, so it's definitely a function of the steel. So I'm gonna have to see what you're running and I can make recommendations from that. I mean, are you using like a bever pot or I mean, all most of your pots should put out 100 to 130 minimum. They should definitely put out that much.
I'll say a vapor leak.
Could be. Could definitely be. Or an ineffective worm. It could be vapor coming out the end of the worm, a lot of alcohol coming out the end of the worm, and not getting condensed if it's one of them little beaver worms. Well, we'll figure it out, brother. If you want to talk, you're on Facebook. I got to get you a message or a messenger or something somehow. But I can definitely get it fixed. Been using a Brita filter and charred some white oak and filtered my last run with it. But y'all got any more ways y'all filter? Well, it depends, Grizz. I mean, if I'm filtering, let me turn this shit down. If I'm filtering for particulates, I'd usually just run it through a coffee filter, unbleached coffee filter. And if I'm trying to take out like fuse oils or some off tastes, and I'm not going to age it, then I'll run it over some or through a Brita filter. I've got the little pitchers you can pour it in the top, and it just filters through and comes out. And or you can just pour it over, like you say, some charcoal, to take it out. But any of those methods should work pretty well for you. For sediments, yeah, just a coffee filter, but it slows out with a funnel, and it's slow. So with Mama B and Jason, what's up? Must be Mama B. Jason, give me hearts often. It might be coming out the end of the worm, Simon. Are you using a Vever or what kind of steel setup you got? What kind of condenser you running? If your start gravity's 1060, 1070, something like that, or a little bit higher, and you're fermenting dry, then you definitely got plenty of alcohol in your mash. You should definitely be getting higher proof than that. For the proof low, you'd be getting a lot of water carrying forward. So, I don't know. Is it puking? Is he running forward with a lot? Is it puking over? You running a thumper? What kind of condenser? Uh, is it efficient? Might have a leak somewhere, or it could be coming out the worm or your condenser, whatever kind of condenser you're using. But you're losing alcohol vapor somewhere. Yeah, try to get a Facebook set up, or yeah, if you don't want to get on there, you can set up a fake one under a fake name or something just to be on there. I think I did. I don't. Was that today? I ain't been on much today. If I post another one of these links, man, I don't know. Facebook lowered the boom on me, man. They wouldn't let me. Yeah. Gotta go slow, I guess, when you post links on Facebook. They think you spamming the world and they cut you off. Yeah, I don't know why they do that. I guess Roger's internet went out. I try to get it posted to the group so they can at least watch it. Watch it later. But look, sometime this spring, I'm going to take some time out and do an instructional video and kind of put together something for beginners and maybe set up a Q&A for the videos. Should be fun. Something to do. So I'll post these links. Hopefully they'll be able to watch it later on their way to work tomorrow. Yeah, a lot of people watch this later. A lot of times we don't have a lot of people watching during it. We get more people watching it later than we do during it. So that's nice. Guess everybody can't watch it right now. They get busy. So what's my B been up to? Yeah, it's a beautiful day here too, Mark. It definitely was, brother. Yeah, that's the only thing it could be, Drummond. That's what I'm saying. It almost have to puke, though. I mean, it'd be spitting so much water forward. A lot of times it'll foam up. So, I mean, if you got a little slobber box, if it's one of them beverages with a slobber box, that, you know. But, I mean, it's usually, if you're making brandies and stuff, if you can get some water to carry over like that, it's usually not a bad thing. But you don't want too much, you know, it keeps your proof way down. But you should have pretty good flavor if it gets carried over. Okay, it was yesterday. Yeah, I got him then. You're welcome. Roger ain't on. Bam, bam, his internet cut out on him. So is it good and clear, Simon? I don't know. I guess it says internet cutting in and out. I guess his internet cut out on him. Must be getting nice. A lot of people out tonight partying. Usually people start coming on about 10:30 or 11. They start coming in. Figure we have more questions tonight. Guess I start posting these videos. I might start getting some questions. But I'm trying to set up a little chart so I can stay focused and stay on topic and kind of start with equipment and everything that you need to get started. Things I suggest you to have. You don't have to have, but definitely things that make life easier on you. And then maybe start, on a simple mash and cleaning your setup and running your first sacrificial run, and if you need to. Cliff jumping, yeah, they are, man. I've seen people on these little, I guess I call them flying squirrels. These damn parachuters that have these little wing suits. I guess they call them wing suits. Yeah, I imagine that when I was a kid watching squirrels fly. We used to hunt. Remember one time me and my dad were hunting, kind of sitting on the ground, waiting near a nut tree. One of them right above us, man. And my dad shot that son of a bitch. I thought it was falling dead, and it was free falling, man. Its arms were stretched out, and it was floating down, And the closer it got, the closer we realized it wasn't shot. And we were sitting next to each other, and it's coming right at the middle of us, man. And he rolled one way, I rolled one way, and that thing hit the ground digging, man. If it landed on one of us, it'd have torn us up. But that little fella was he had a wingsuit, man. He was moving around. Yeah, I've got a football memory. I've got keg steels, got big steels. I want to get set up a little copper steel here before too long. I got a sheet of copper in there. I hammer out a little fat 40, 30 to 40 in that range. Yeah, yeah, there's a lot of possibilities, Bam. It's a mystery. We're gonna have to check out his rig, see what he's got going on. Paragliding. I don't know, man. I don't like the thought of depending on any gear like that to save me. I don't like the thought of parachutes, anything. My my free climbing days, my rappelling days, and I never did parachute or paraglide, but those those are going to be some probably. I get some respect to call those missed opportunities because I don't think I'm going to be doing that this age. It looks fun, and before I had when I was a little younger, I damn sure would have done it if I had the opportunity, but just never had the opportunity. But I'd have tried it. Me and a buddy of mine were talked about building an ultralight aircraft at one time to fly around in. We never quite got around doing that. It might be a good thing. But I think I'm gonna put my time in my truck. Oh yeah. Inside the football, yeah, I put yeah, I just pack it with copper mesh if I'm using it. Most of the times I'll use a column but I'll use it for brandies and whiskeys with a little pack full of copper mesh. I didn't use those little. I don't know if those are rashing rings. I guess there's some form of rashing rings. They're the little ceramic balls. But I think some of those are molecular sieves that actually soak up water. So I'm not quite sure. Y'all seen those molecular sieves? Little balls that are gritty and sandy and porous, and it allows the alcohol through, but not water. It'll stop a water molecule. So you can increase your proof just by running it through those. Now, I don't think you have to grind your oats, but I mean, maybe you get steel cuts rolled, but yeah, you can just throw oats in there anyway. It's gonna soften it up and add some flavor and get a little bit out of them. I always throw a handful of oats in there. Steel cut, rolled. Oh, how? But I don't generally have recipes. I mean, I just go through specific steps and mash bills. I'll go through my gelatinization of the corn unless it's malted and then add my high temp to that and bringing the temps down, going through rests and then adding the malt if I'm using malt. If not, just the liquid glucose. So it all just depends. But I do have a pretty good. I do have a pretty good. You got me sidetracked there. I do have a pretty good list of mash bills from a lot of uh, different. I don't know, Randy, but let's see here. Got a little chart somewhere. I've got so many files in here, man. I need to organize them a little better. Hard to see them little. Hang on it. Where'd they go? Yeah, let's see. Just a second. Let me open up this file. And I should have that mash bills. And let's see. All right, let's see. Richard. Jeff, you're in the militia, aren't you? Are you in the militia, Jeff? Okay, if you go to the files, let me open up that real quick. If you go to the files section at the top of uh, of the group page, just right at the very top, it'll say discussion, features, members, events, media, files. Click on files, and in there, look for Mash Bills 2.02 PDF. There's like 3 pages of mash bills for um, every major distillery out there. But just, I will say, a lot of people are talking about mixing some Jimmy Red and some Ohio Blue and I think some Hickory King White. Uh, and getting a pretty good red, white, and blue corn mixed. If you haven't tried that, there's a lot of people liking that red, white, and blue. You know, it's kind of patriotic mix, but it seems to be a really, really popular combo. So get you some Hickory King White, Ohio Blue, and you could use Bloody Butcher, I guess, but Jimmy Red seems to be pretty one of the most popular choices. But yeah, there's a mash bill thing in there. If you want to try to copy a lot of the stuff you get off the shelf, it'd be a lot of fun for you. You know, to try to, you can go with those percentages and try to imitate what you get. I like doing it. Yeah, you probably ran. He's probably crying, Bam Bam. Can't believe it, big mean Bam Bam. Sweet basil and a cheesecloth above it. That'll be interesting. Yeah, there's no right or wrong thing to try like that, man. I mean, you never know what you're going to get. That's what I love about Justin Meredith, man. He'll throw anything in that some bitch. He'll run anything. He'll throw a brisket in there, and he just throw his breakfast in there and run it. I guess it's good to experiment on a small scale, though. That way you don't. It's not an expensive mistake if you make a mistake. Good deal. Yeah, I'm gonna try some experimentation with different grains too. I'm gonna try to definitely gonna make some red, white, and blue though. I'm also gonna try to find some of that Oaxaca green and play with it a little bit. I've got some Amanda Palmer to go and throw in some mixes. So I'm gonna try some different things along with some just regular yellow dent and try to combine several different things and see what I can come up with. Can't believe Bam Bam scared made Roger mad. Made him leave. Bam Bam. I can't believe it. Big me Bam Bam. Oh, yeah. I've seen him do that. I didn't see Cyrus's video on that, but I saw him do it on a video of I don't know if that was actually on Moonshiners or if I just saw it on YouTube. Them, I think it might have been Moonshiners though when Josh was down there, maybe. But no, maybe when Tim went down there. I think when Tim went down there about making tequila, they may have done that. How long can you keep whole kernel? I'd say, if you keep it in the right temperature and dryness, it'll probably last a good couple of years. I mean, it's definitely going to lose some of its efficacy and flavor over the course of that time, but nothing like a cracked without it. Definitely a lot longer than a cracked. That kernel, that husk protects it for quite some time. Definitely from one year to the next, though, over the fall into the spring, if you don't run it all last year and you keep it good and dry in a dark, dry place, I'd say it should be just fine. Yeah, I must have missed that. Those that don't know, Cyrus is having a festival this year, and hope to be able to make it to it. Should be a pretty good festival. Go to mass, man. I don't have one, to be honest with you, brother. I've been doing a lot of brandies lately. I did a lot of corn liquor early on, man, for like 30 years. You get kind of tired doing corn liquor so long. So I've been more of a brandy man, I guess, the last 10 years. So a little bit more brandies now. But it's if I can afford it and find them fruit cheap enough, man. Fruit's so damn expensive. It's hard. Definitely hard. So you didn't go to Taco Bell, Randy? Sounds good though. At 140. Ooh, quite a bit stronger than my 100 peach there. Yeah, I enjoy the brandies, man. I like drinking wine too. That's probably one of the reasons why I do more brandies. I've started getting into making wine. I enjoy making the wine, and it's pretty good to drink. And if the wine ain't good enough to drink, then you can always run it and make a damn good brandy out of it. I gotta get my truck fixed so I can. There's a place. It's a pretty good haul. It's like 5 hours away, but they sell pallets of fruit for pennies on the dollar. And if I go up there and get some pretty decent fruits, I can increase my gravity or my brandy production quite a bit and my flavor. Usually more if I buy the fruit on sale and I'm buying it, it's going to get some sugar and some concentrates and stretch that shit out a little bit, man. Gets expensive to try to go all fruit unless somebody giving it to you or you're getting it off a farmer or getting it cheap. Trying to buy it at the grocery store, man, kill you. That sounds good. Just don't forget where you put them all to make a map where you hide them all. But yeah, I definitely gonna try to do me a little red, white, and blue. Everybody's done that, so I gotta create my own little mix, red, white, blue, and I'm gonna do some Oaxacan and probably maybe some Oaxacan with maybe some white and red, green, white, red, white, and green. What flag is that? Is that Mexico? I don't know. Be interesting. That Oaxacan green's supposed to be pretty good too. But yeah, it'd probably be pretty good with that Amanda Palmer. That's what I was trying to think of. Mix it with some Amanda Palmer. And strawberries and sweet corn. Mm, damn. That'd be a pretty good combo right there. So you're up close to them fellers, ain't you? You're gonna have to become a regular there, brother. We got a new job for you once you get better. Yeah, you can be a run the truck, man. Fruit truck. That'd be a pretty good gig. Hell, I think I'm gonna drive over. If I don't break the damn thing, I'm gonna fucking drive to Wood for $99 and sell them for $299 online. $200 a day right there per bottle. I think I'll just do it one every day. Be my retirement till they run out. Truckers, yeah. I've heard of that. I've never tried it, but I've heard a lot about it lately. I wonder what all that is. Yeah, I saw some other. Well, my apple trees ain't blooming yet. Where you at? Mine are just budding here in Kentucky. I planted a Fuji apple. I raised it from the seed though. But it's about 12 feet tall. It's still sparse. It's not filled out yet. Only about probably 5, maybe 4 or 5 years old. 4 years old, maybe. Yeah, yeah, man. Just get you a little pallet jack and a ramp or a little forklift you can drive up and down with your little pallet. Shit, yeah, man. Just deliver pallets all the way up down the interstate. But I think that guy sells a lot of his stuff on the honor system. You know, you come up and get what you want. They weigh it, I guess, or weigh it and pay it. You know, just leave the money there, whatever. I don't know how he's quite set up, but I'd love to have some of them green grapes he's got going right now, man. I'd love to have get that much going to a big run of grappa. That way, in a couple of years, I'll have instead of a few jars of it, I have a few gallons of it. You know, but it takes a lot, and it takes a long time. I mean, you got to make a white wine before you. I mean, I let it go till it's a wine before I, distill it. That way, I get all those interesting flavors to get, to run, and that's what makes it special. But it's it's like a year and 8 months to make, or almost 2 years to make. No, I haven't. I'm gonna make note of it, and we will. There are a lot of people in that area. There's a good dispensary in that area too. Cass. Castlemaine. I don't know. A lot of times those big people, they won't deal with us. We'll definitely give it a check and see. Definitely. All right, brother. What's going on, Mikey? Where you been tonight? Working? It depends, Dave. Like grape wines stay good for 100 years. They just get better with time. But not all fruits are like grapes, strangely enough, and some are only good for a year or two before they start getting bad. Yeah, yeah, with blackberry and blueberry, yeah, yeah. Once they get so many years old, man, they start getting worse. They don't age like a grape does. Hell yeah. But that's what you got to do, guys. You got to find a good source of cheap grains. I mean, a lot of people pay top dollar, and that's fine because I know you're probably not going to be able to get heirloom corn. So hit Philbilly up. Somebody like that to get that kind of stuff. Get a pretty good deal on it there. That shit can get expensive if you don't go the right person though, because I've seen them get way up there in price, man. It's like crazy. But like for just your standard yellow dent corn or simple corns and wheats, find some farmers that grow winter wheat cover crops or whatever and grow some wheat or some farmers that grow some rye, or some barley. Barley be a great one, to kind of resource. It's generally the hardest one to find. You talking about Cyrus Bam Bam? Yeah, I think it's going to be in Fort Smith. If I ain't mistaken. Let's see, I got that written down here somewhere. Get in on that though. Actually, it might be on the militia calendar already. Let me check it and see. It may be on the militia calendar. I'm glad Damon set that up, man. I've been trying to set that up on groups. Some of these groups I run for years, man. And you couldn't ever do it on Facebook, but this just links to Google. He does it on a Google calendar but that works just fine with me. Let me see. I've got dang, I didn't put it on there yet. Let me see. I know I sent it to him in a message, so I might have to get him give me the damn login so I can fix that shit. Let's no, it's on a message that I sent him. Let's see. Cyrus is having a festival in Fort Smith. Yep, October the 4th, Fort Smith, Arkansas. I thought that was right. I know it sounded right, but there's a couple Arkansas. The other one's in Clintonville. I think they call it Clintonville, the one we went to last year, and it was good. Ozark moonshine and what was that? Troy Halsey's having one, yeah, in Somerville, Missouri, around that same around May. That should be a pretty good one. Matter of fact, see if old Troy wants to drop on here and talk about his. Don't see Cyrus on. Hoping Cyrus will be on. We can bring him in here and talk about it. See if Troy busy or not. Yep, he's in Arkansas. A lot of them Ozark boys, mountain boys in here. Old Wayne. There's a few down there in Arkansas. I had a good time there last year. Pretty good time. Is that the one I was talking about? Troy Halsey's, Richard, in Missouri. Clinton, Arkansas. Okay. I couldn't remember Clintonville or Clinton. Yeah, it was a good time last year. Good music festival. Good people, too. Remind me a lot of home. But I had a good time. Troy asked me. That's nothing else. Oh, well. Cyrus or something. Get somebody on here to talk about their. We talked to Dan. Cyrus, I don't think he's on right now. No. Miss Troy jump in here with me. He can promote his. Oh, Facebook decided they're gonna mess with me right now, man. Everything's slow. Yeah, I love it down there, Richard. It's nice. Yeah, I'd say he does. So's Roger. I bet Roger's internet went off and he went to bed. All right. What's my opinion on turbo yeast? From what I've read about it, it's just yeast that is pumped up with so much yeast nutrients that it's overworked and does not give a desirable flavor. That pretty much is a pretty good summation of it. It's. I'm not sure what kind of yeast they start with, but I don't think it's a highly attuned, yeast that gets a high proof. But I'm not really sure if it's created with flavors in mind to get like certain florals or certain notes. I know that a lot of people that use to make fuel like it. It's real cheap, and a lot of the recipes that they use to make fuel are pretty basic and may not have a lot of nutrients. If it's high sugar, that type thing. Yeah, they definitely pump the nutrients to it, which makes it work pretty well for washes and stuff like that, because a lot of people don't know to add nutrients to their washes and stuff, and that's generally been one of the benefits of it, is that it's got the nutrients included, and that's why a lot of people like it and think comparing it to other yeast. They say, hell yeah, it's a lot better than that other yeast. It works a lot harder and finishes off better and does all this, and they're making rums and high sugar content mashes and stuff, and the reason it does that is because they're not adding yeast nutrients to the other yeasts and stuff that they make. But a lot of people use it for like a sugar shine with that they're going to run on a column and strip, because they're not really worried about the flavors getting because they're stripping it to a neutral. So it's pretty easy to run it 2 or 3 times and strip the shit out of it and just get a flavorless neutral to flavor. But for somebody new, doing it for the first time and just wanting to get something cheap, you know, some of that stuff off the shelf, it fits the bill fine for that, to make some sugar wash. And I'm not going to totally snob it. I know a lot of people get snobby. Oh, it's the worst. You know, it it's definitely not the worst. There's wild yeast out there that are much worse and leave much worse flavors. But I think it gets a good high alcohol. It's attuned for pretty high alcohol content. The one you're talking about, up to 14%. Interesting. Yeah, a lot of them generally are like an EC 1118. They'll go up to 18, 20 proof. I think about the highest you can get actually comes from some of those turbos. But um, I guess they definitely have their place. I like bread yeast for a lot of things. I used it forever, but that's their big benefit, is that they got the nutrients in it. But you can just get you some diammonium phosphate, or you know Fermax or Fermade, and use those. Those are pretty better. Those are pretty good nutrients. A lot of people browbeat them, and it's like, man, I mean, some of the finest wines are made with it. Wine. A lot of vintners use diammonium phosphate with urea and Fermate O and organic and Fermax. So they make some of the finest wines. So I'm and some of your finest rum makers and liquor makers use it. So I don't know. Must be something to it. I, I've used it forever, and I don't have any problems with. You definitely don't use too much, though. That's one thing. A lot of people may do is think a little food's good, a lot of food's better. And it's not. You don't want to use too much. Yeah, Fermato's good stuff. Yeah, a lot of people, say, "Oh, it's the worst thing. It's horrible. You should use this, that." I don't know. Am I going to believe, a multi-billion-dollar company that has scientists and some of the, people with the best palates trying some of these things, or a buddy that uses pretty much Amazon yeast and experiments on a beverage? I don't know. I guess I might have to go with pros. Yeah, it is about that time, man. Slow Saturday. I think there'll be more people on, and I definitely like to get Troy in here talk about his festival this year. Damn, Facebook messing with me, man. I'm getting a little upset with him. I wanted to go to the Louisiana one, but I couldn't find anyone to go with me. I didn't want to go out there by myself. Shit, bam, bam. There's quite a few down there, brother. I mean, Troy was down there, April Parker was down there. Shoot, I'm trying to remember who all was down there. Looked like they had a pretty good crowd. There's a few people we know there. I was going to go. Tom, they wanted to do a live shit show from there, but Philby couldn't go, and then it's going to be just me, Damon, and Tom, and then Damon's job changed, and then Tom didn't want to just go, and I guess it's going to be me and Ferg, and Ferg couldn't. And I'm like, hell, I ain't going either alone. I was hoping to get a ride too. I can't drive long distances anymore, man. I get too damn sleepy at the wheel. I might hire me a damn chauffeur. So double, damn, Dave. Are we substituting this for painkillers, brother? How you feeling, Dave? You doing pretty good, brother? Yeah. Yeah, Saturday night. Might as well take two. That peach ain't bad. It's just not real peachy. I don't know. I use just Olive Nation peach flavor. You can see that. And it just wasn't real peachy once it was infused. But it does have a really good post flavor. It's good for post flavor, but I can't do that with it. But it didn't come through the infuser very well. I got that sweetness that I can smell of it, but I didn't get any of that peach, and it's just a kind of a candied peach flavor as best I can describe that, and it just didn't pull forward at all. I knew when I was tasting it coming off the tap it wasn't gonna win, and like 4 days before the fucking before the festival, so I knew I didn't have time to run another one. But it got some votes, but I knew it wasn't gonna win nothing. I mean, it tastes good though. It's not a bad taste, and it's sweet. It's got that unique kind of vanilla odd. I don't know if it's just that sweetener. It's just kind of a vanilla odd flavor, but it's good. But I got to figure out what it pair with. Pair. What it would go with. I just take her easy, but until your pipes get cleared up, you can go a little faster. Take a little time to heal though, but everybody that I've talked to, man, they said after their surgery and after their did you get a bypass? How many bypass? Everybody I've talked to, man, after they get them, they're like, man, I feel so much better. I if I'd have known that's what was slowing me down, and keep dragging me down over time, I should have realized it because they feel a lot better afterwards once they, of course, heal. You ain't healed probably yet, but once they get, healed up. Okay, Frank, what's up? Alfredo, I don't on the peach, man. I don't I don't know if he was gonna do it or not. I know we had like 6 or 7 of us. There's only 4 jars. There's probably 8 or 10 maybe. But there's only a few jars that made it to the competition. Cool. You got a pump. That's awesome, brother. You just take her easy till it's time to. I guess you're gonna start physical therapy soon. Knob Creek, that's some good stuff. I like me some Knob Creek. Some blueberries. I've got some ready to run, Jeremy. I've been putting it off. They're a wine now. It's basically a blueberry wine, but I'm gonna get them running soon. I need to get some fucking floor space. I got like 15 gallons and 3 5-gallon fermenters in there on the floor. So I need to make some room so I get in and out of there, man. I got to do some cleaning up in here. Do some spring cleaning. Cool. So it's not like an artificial heart. It just pumps blood to the heart. Awesome. I want your dentist. My sister's mine. She's mean. She gets back at me every time she does my teeth. She definitely gets back at me for all those days I was mean to her. Oh, so they're gonna do a heart transplant too, or just use this pump for a while until the time needs? You waiting on a donor, or what's the situation, brother? All right, let's see. Okay. I would say you got a pretty cool dentist if so. I like Knob Creek. That's good stuff. Matter of fact, year four last, when they had the big scare at Maggie, when everybody got on Facebook and said the ATF was there to not bring anything, man, I took some Knob Creek to drink instead. It didn't last long. I really kick that habit, man. I quit cold turkey for my daughter on her birthday. I decided to quit. I'd had enough. So I quit and I left a nut about that big on my desk and just let it sit out to get stale. I figured if I ever got weak, I'd take a puff of that. And eventually I did. It was like 2 or 3 weeks in, and I took a little puff of that stale cigarette. Man, it tasted horrible. I ain't never smoked one since. But I sat for 3 weeks. It smoked down to about there wasn't that much left, and let it sit there and get it all stale. It was horrible. So that was my last. And I couldn't believe, man, after I quit for a while, I started being able to smell a lot better, and food tasted better. And I started eating more. That's when my weight came on, man. I was always 200, 210, kind of big, I worked out. But now, man, it's like, I put some weight on since I quit smoking. Oh, I wish were the weight or the smoking. I guess the smoking's worse. I don't like the weight. Gotta get it off now. That's my New Year's resolution. Yeah, it is. It's a little bit of a slow Saturday. Everybody's out. I guess everybody's weather's starting to get nice. They're starting to get out and bash and do a few things. Let's have us another one. Good stuff. Can't get Troy to come on here. I'm going to talk to him. I need to get him on here. I'd like to get him on here to talk about his festival. I'd like to get Cyrus on here too. Start going through this calendar and find out when these festivals are, and start talking to some of these people before their festivals come on, and give them a shout out and see what's going on, and give them plugs so everybody can kind of get an idea where all they're going to go this year. There's got to be something somewhere close to everybody because we got quite a few going on, at least in the eastern U.S. I know maybe some of you West Coast guys could put something together. Old Phil and quite a few out there. Eric Ayers, Marfugal Phil. We got quite a few. Oregon, Washington, California. Nevada. Guess all the way down into Texas. I guess they pretty much either come our way or go that way. They're in the middle. Yeah, it does, Richard. Went from 210 to about 260. I put on about 50 when I quit smoking. I need to get those back off. Definitely need to get that off. I guess Roger's internet didn't come back on. All right, y'all. Well, I guess I'm gonna call it night. It's 10:30. It's a little bit slow tonight. It's been relatively some good questions though. Hopefully, we got a lot of questions answered. I hope everybody has a good rest of your weekend. And it's a good night to get maybe some plans, get something started. I've got to work on some logos. I've got to get some things done. I got to get my shirts done. I got to get my hats done. I got to get my stickers done. So I've got to get online and work on that. I've got to do some Photoshop work and get these logos done. So I guess it'd be a good night to get a little bit of work done. I'm glad you guys joined me tonight. Had a good time hanging out, talking, drinking with y'all. I guess we'll see you Wednesday. Maybe we can get Mr. Halsey on here and maybe Cyrus. I'll try to get up them tomorrow and Monday and Tuesday and see if I can get those guys in here maybe to talk about what they got going on, or because there's coming up soon, so we'll have to try to get them in here, see what's going on. So anyway, thanks for tuning in, guys. Before you get out of here, be sure to hit that like button. Remember, share us with a friend. If you're not in the militia, get in there, join us. And if you're on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. It's free, and it'll give you a notification when we come on, so you'll know when we're on here and when you can join us. If not, you'll know we did a video, and you can catch it later on the week while you're at lunch break or on the way to work or something like that. Seems to be a pretty popular thing for some people to do. So anyway, hope everybody has a great rest of your weekend. Thanks for joining us, and we will see you Wednesday. Good night. Shine on.